Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Wednesday night and we're going into session 5 of Pokopia. Last night I feel like we actually kind of started to get a little bit of the hang of what's going on with this game. Kind of understanding the loop and figuring out how to balance both dailies and progressing the game forward a little bit. We're going to see here I'm in this Nurse Joy outfit still. And in addition to continuing to gather and sort materials, we also, as you can see right here, we're able to build our first house. So let's unveil this. So this is a level 3 house. This is the first house that starts to look more like a human house than a Pokemon house. So, you know, funny enough, I'm actually not entirely sure how I feel about these things. So, like, this looks like a human's log cabin. It's kind of hard for me to imagine a Pokemon really living here. Let's go ahead and get this. There's our relic for the day. Everybody thinks what we did was super cool. Looks like we have somebody in a new environment, which is definitely cool. So right off the bat, we left off our story at a pretty interesting junction here, which is everybody's locked up. Our main characters are locked up, and they want to go ahead and get Onyx out now. So we're all going to go do that together, having summoned Kyogre yesterday. So let's go ahead and get our stamps. We already dug up a treasure. We're going to get a relic appraised, and we're going to place a furniture and decorations, which is going to be pretty straightforward for us, luckily. So we've got our daily items. That's a new decoration. And that is a recipe, which is exactly what we look for. So let's get that recipe from our dailies and see if we have any other recipes that we need to get. So again, we've got these sort of like little dens, these leaf huts, and then these leaf cottage kits, which I feel that these two are much more appropriate for Pokemon, but I don't know. I guess we could put like a humanoid Pokemon in this leaf cottage kit, like maybe Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee or something. I don't know. It's hard to say. So we'll keep thinking about that. But, Scyther. Let's go ahead and get our lumber that Scyther was making for us, which is super nice. 50 pieces. Love to see it. And last time we did not leave our inventory too clogged, which is super nice. These little huts, they still feel almost kind of like Pokemon-y. They feel like almost Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, so I don't mind those. But this log cabin, I think I kind of want to let this stand on its own over here because it looks like something that, you know, maybe there could have been like a human over here. I don't know, I just feel weird about making that one. I don't know. But let's go ahead and start our daily rotation. I think we got that daily rotation under wrap. So normally we would start by going and talking to all our Pokemon and seeing if any of them have anything they want us to do. This time though, where I think we're actually going to start, let's go ahead and see who came to join us in this habitat, first of all. Vespiquen. Not bad. All right. Vespiquen can gather honey and can search. These will give you special furniture if you bring them honey. Okay, that's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and see what Vespiquen is up to. Yeah, I can definitely give you 3 jars of honey. Plain chair, plain lamp, box sofa, and simple curtains. Let's get a box sofa. That seems kind of cool. So I guess it's... Okay, so I guess we can get one of each item per day, or maybe one of each item total. Unclear. It seems weird that we would get a right curtain only, but let's go ahead and give all of this honey over to Vespiquen and get all of this stuff. And here's our last one. I don't know if it's our last one for the day or our last one overall, but that's all right. I'm guessing it's our last one for the day because it doesn't make a lot of sense that you'd only be able to get the right curtain from this curtain, not the left curtain. So, normally, we would start our dailies with, first we'll gather our veggies and our flowers, and then we would go straight into talking to all our Pokemon to see if anything was going on. We're not going to talk to all our Pokemon right now because a bunch of them... Oh, shoot! It's the water! It's the water! Okay, here we go. Did I get it? Got it. We are not going to talk to all our Pokemon first today, and the reason for that is because a bunch of them are locked up. A recipe for a Chansey plant, that seems pretty good. Let's look at our outfits. Can I take off my outfit? No, I cannot. Oh, cool. When you get an outfit, you get all the parts of it. Okay, so I like my Nurse Joy hat, so we're going to keep that. I like that. I like my ninja sandals. Okay. No. Let's confirm these changes. That seems kind of fun. So, anyway, we came over here before we saw all those sparkling things, which are going to constantly be the bane of our existence. We came over here because we are going to harvest our veggies. So let's harvest our veggies. And again, when it comes to our flowers, we want to rototiller, because that will let us actually get them. Put away. And this is just an area where wherever we get flower seeds, we're using this to turn those seeds into actual flowers. Leaf. Takes a while, but that's alright. Love the rain. Really, really love that we have the rain. I'd like the rain to reach this spot back here. Although it might be under an overhang. It is under an overhang. So funny enough, those were our first purple adorable hedges. So that's exactly why we kind of do our plants in the way that we do our plants, which I'll talk about again when we go to our Dream Island for the day. Oh, this is great. Wow, so the rain is actually counting as our water trees objectives. This rain is really something. And it seems like it's dynamic. It appears that the longer we stay here, letting the rain pour, the more we're getting those objectives done, which is kind of cool. It's rather generous, actually. Hey, Goomy, what's going on? Well, Goomy wants something. Goomy wants to give me something. Oh, a stone! Goomy, you're too kind. You shouldn't have. Alright, so now we're going to gather our food for the day. Our entire food consumption last time was less than the amount of beans we gathered from the field. So that was super neat. It meant that we didn't have to run around headbutting lepa trees and getting lots of lepa berries, which definitely, again, saves us some time as we're playing. So there's all our vegetables over there. We should have a few more flowers that were grown from seeds back here in the villa. So let's go ahead and get those, as well as, again, any ripples we see. Constantly want to be gathering those recipes and things. Bunch of glowing mushrooms. Not super duper useful. And then, did I put any other flowers around here? No. So let's put away, let's do an inventory clear, because that was a lot. So this is roads. So we'll put those. This is flowers. So all of our flowers, we're going to go here. This is decorations. And then this is raw materials. 36 leaves is pretty good. All right, so that was all of the dailies that we wanted to do for right now at this moment. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do exactly what the game actually wants us to do. We're going to go advance the plot. So let's go check on Onyx. I think Onyx was over here. Here? Maybe. There is a random bench in here, so I guess this was a house at some point. Gosh, it really is. It really is post-apocalyptic around here. I'm curious to see if they're gonna like try to fit this into the timeline at all. If they're gonna do anything fun with that. There's Onyx. Hey, buddy. Squishy clay, which I can make into vases. That's kind of cool. Well, I mean, I kind of want all of this stuff. Sorry, Onyx, I know you would like to be released from your long-standing punishment, but, you know, I got material. I mean, again, I don't need a full stack. I can come back here. Demolition, rebuilding, or relocation projects. That's exciting. All right. Are we going to decide that's enough squishy clay for now? I think so. If we realize that we need a bunch more squishy clay, again, very tricky that I can't, like, walk and run. Alrighty. Oh, it's gonna let me go through the gate without restoring the Pokemon Center? That's kind of surprising. Yeah, Tangrowth, can I fix the Pokemon Center, please? Okay, kind of strange. So, now we did our first objective there. So, today what we're going to do, first we're going to finish our dailies. We're going to see if we can keep making our Pokemon any happier. And then today we're going to focus on habitats, see if we can get any new habitats, actually. So, first things first, Squirtle, you need to follow me. And the reason for that is because I was actually trying to give you a nicer house. Or was it Bulbasaur? I think it was Squirtle. Right, so Squirtle wants a toy. So let's go ahead and put a toy in here. I think that's why we were carrying all this stuff. There's a pinwheel for you. There you go. All right, so that's Squirtle. Again, we're going to rush through all of our different Pokemon, and we're going to see if we can give them one, like, request today. Bulbasaur seems to want a toy. And I think we're carrying another one, so that's perfect. Bulbasaur getting a first aid kit. I guess it can use, like, synthesis and stuff, so that's fine. Yo, Bulb. There he is. There we go. Bulbasaur, Squirtle. How about Charmander? Is Charmander going to ask me to live in a house? Why does Charmander want a leaf den specifically? It's oddly specific. And it takes a while. If he wanted the next one up, it would be one thing. Ugh, fine. What I was gonna do was make another leaf hut for Charmander, but that's fine. Oh, we have a lot of Pokemoney now, so that's definitely going to come in handy as people start asking for really specific things. I think that now we're at the point where we can start to buy decorations if they're new for us. So this one is highlighted orange. I'm wondering if that's because it's new, on sale. Well, I don't have one. I'll think about that. Why does this have a... Oh, because Hyper Veggies. Okay. Cool. So, let's go ahead and get our materials for that leaf den, which I think is rocks and sticks instead of the more processed ones. And let's go ahead and place it. Although, we're going to have to figure out a spot for it. Probably, like... See, I actually think that these leaf dens are in cute little places. We can put one over here. Or over here. Yeah, that's better. Because I kind of want to have them in sort of a row. sticks. Gonna continue talking to the other Pokemon to see what they want. Oddish wants a toy. So again, we've checked a couple times and we still can't build any toys. So we're just gonna go straight to the market, find a toy. What's a toy that Oddish would like? Oddish might like the cast form charm. Oddish lives with me, so this is actually also going to be a toy for me. Oh, right. The charm is a little bit challenging because it has to be placed up against a wall. And I cannot place... Yeah. I mean, I guess I can, like, put it right behind there. How about that, Oddish? Great. Cast form. It definitely got that. Next up. Combi is at home. Combi is always at home. Oh, wow. So Combi actually just got credit for the sign that we placed in Hitmonchan's house. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and get that house built for Charmander. So we're going to talk to Timber. Spicy food. I guess, actually, carrots count as spicy food, which I have a lot of questions about how that works exactly. There you go. There's your spicy food. And Hoot Hoot wants a decoration. If he gives me a carrot back, it'd be really funny. Nope, bags of bean seeds. Follow me. Follow me. Alright, so you two are going to get to work building this place for Charmander, because I want that done before we log off today. So get going. That'll be done in 16 minutes. Hitmonchan, what do you want today? Decoration made of stone. I don't know that we have any decorations made of stone. Does the horsey fountain count as decoration? Nope, that's a toy. Take a look at our saved decorations. Well, a gravestone could do the trick. In fact, I think that might be our only stone decoration right now. All right, let's use it. Hitmonchan, you're getting a decoration. I don't think that we're really making our place in a particularly optimal manner, but... Alright, well that did it for Hitmonchan, so... Guys, what did Hoot Hoot want? I feel like Hoot Hoot wanted a decoration. Hoot Hoot can have this... What do owls like? Well, Hoot Hoot said any decoration, so he can have this leafy plant once I find his house. Yep, raise everybody's comfort levels. That's actually pretty much exactly what we're trying to do, Tangrowth. Let's get our items appraised. I feel like appraising our items might be something we want to do at the end of a session, actually, rather than kind of near the beginning, but that's all right. A garden ornament. What does that look like? Wow, bag of metal powder. Okay, Goomy, what do you want? A toy for healing. So Goomy wants a first aid kit. You know what that means? It means we're gonna go take that first aid kit from Bulbasaur. And we're just gonna move it right out here because I suspect that Goomy's environment might actually be close enough to give Bulbasaur credit. Well, let's find out. Alright, there we go. This is Scyther. This is Tall Grass. This is Nobody. This is Nobody. This is all Nobody, which is good. Drifloon. Charmander, who we're building a home. Where's Hoot Hoot's environment? You know what? I think Hoot Hoot's environment is up there somewhere. Yeah, I want to say Hoot Hoot's was like elevated grass or elevated tree. Maybe it's up there. This town doesn't really look that nice yet, but we're doing our best. Here's another relic. Yeah, this is why we have to do our relics. Please don't be on fire. Great. Yeah, I cannot find Hoot Hoot's house. I think I could get like Drifloon to fly me there or something. I actually need Drifloon for a couple of reasons. Let's go to a dream island. Look, there's another sparkle, another trace of a Pokemon. Thanks, Drifloon. Alright, guys, you know the drill. Oh, we got a house right here. So we've already disassembled a house, all these materials. We don't need these materials. We just need whatever's inside. We will continuously take the furniture. More habitat information. Dojo training. Yoink. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to be in and out of this environment today. You ready for this? Ooh. Cotton spores. Oh, lots of cotton spores. Oh my goodness. Dream Island has been absolutely taken over by cotton spores. Maybe a cottony. Oh wait, this is Hoppip, isn't it? This is a Hoppip event. Oh my goodness, it's all over. This is like Allergy Central up on this island. Just getting the Stardust. So when I've talked about talking to the Pokemon and raising their comfort levels, that's all in the service of raising the environment level that we're working with. But now as we move forward, basically instead of focusing on talking to each Pokemon each day to raise their comfort level, we're going to focus on looking at the habitats to see which Pokemon are just missing. So much fluff. Like, I don't know how many fluff I should get, but I guess. I guess as long as I don't yet have a full stack, we're about to be back where we started. These are almost easier to see by their shadows. That's a nice looking mountain. Alright, that covers our first spot. So now let's go around the island. We got our Stardust, let's go around. Okay, so our tactic for dealing with these is if we find flowers and we want to figure out if we have the flowers, I just chop them like that. And that did not give me a new item pop-up, meaning I have the flower, meaning I also have the seed, so there's no need for me to chop it all down. We're going to do the same thing here. Oh my gosh, it drives me crazy picking up the brick boulders. Okay, rototiller, and we've got this one. Rototiller. And we've got that one. Rototiller. And we've got that one. So we're good to go. I don't know that you can actually pick up the horsey fountains once they've been filled with water. As always, I'm going to go ahead and get these road pieces, bricks and stairs. There we go. And we'll keep making our way around. Here's a pink flowers, so once again, we got them. Here's some vibrant, like, orange flowers, so let's check that out. Still not new, luckily. Here's our first cave. Oh, this is like a double cave. Looks like there's some fun stuff down there. Schedule management notes. Sandbags? Let's pick up a shovel. What is this decoration called? Excavation tools, and it's a toy. Can definitely think of some Pokemon who might like that. That gets us out of this one. And there's some ore. We found copper ore for the first time last time. Why is it telling us the cart is a new item? I feel like we purchased the cart before. Maybe we purchased the cart recipe. That might be what it is. Oh, we've actually got a real ore deposit. Let's eat some beans. And we've just filled up our inventory, so there's probably going to be a few things we can get rid of to ensure that we can get out of this dream island in one trip, which feels good. Is there more cave down here? Or is this a circle? It's a circle. Peculiar pattern. That's cool. What is this? Why is this crate different? lumber. That's why. Oh, when I punched the crate, I destroyed it into lumber. That's fine. Let's get to the top of the tree island here. Despot fossil head. That's got to be like Tyrantrum. I think there's a sheltered cave over here. I really love that you can jump up to vines in this game. There's a Pokeball. Mushroom Streetlight, which I already had one of in my inventory. Have much that I want to drop off right now. I guess I don't need these bean seeds at the moment. Twisted potted plant. Who cares how much I'm carrying? Oh, Pokemetal ingots. Duh. Habitat. This one is the red tall grass. Pot of wall-mounted flowers. Garden bench. All right. Just like that, we're pretty much done with our Dream Island for today. That wasn't too bad. All right, Looney Tunes, take us back. So there's a leaf den, so we could immediately take Charmander over there, which is great. Let's drop off our materials here, including our new cotton spores. We've got some new decorations. Quite a few new decorations. Got a bunch of relaxation. Including the table, which I'm counting anyway. Some roads and some toys. Here's our relics. Put that fossil head, the metal powder. Road piece. What are these? I guess these are like the uncategorized ones, so we can put this over here. And our workbenches that we're still starting to get. We need a one for toys, actually. So let's whip that up real quick. Metal ingots away. And this is great, because now we're actually starting to have a stockpile of toys, which is something we didn't have before. This can go here. So that's toy. This is a toy. And there's copper ore. And then this cart is uncategorized. As are these hut kits, which we're just going to put away for right now. So let's get Charmander over to his place. And then he's probably going to want a lot of things once he's in his new home, which we are going to ignore for the moment. Thanks, guys. There you go, Charmander. What? Oh, it's not set up yet. I'm like, come on. What flavor Drillbur can't stand? Well, I didn't have to get the question right to... Okay, we want a stool. A table. Are we out of beds? I think we are. Is Charmander helping us build? I guess so. Great, now it's a home. You still want spicy food? I just got you a home that was different. Why are you already giving me another quest for today? Charmander, you are not getting a carrot. Cool. So, what we're going to go do is we're going to go try to get Onyx to follow us and build this Pokemon Center. Actually, is he still even back here? Not here. Here. He is. Yes, I can make you a home, Onyx. Dry, tall grass and smooth rocks. That's actually something I can do. I figured we were going to have a request kind of like this. Luckily, we actually got that. So, I guess we actually got that, sandy stone pretty early, like on our first night or something. So I guess that was something that, like, I don't know, the game wants to make sure you have pretty quickly. Let's get a carrot for Charmander, fine. So where is it? The question is simply whether I put it in somebody's home already, which would be super annoying. Oh no. Oh no! There it is. Smooth rock. And then we can just rototill up some dry tall grass if we can find some. I mean, we made this place pretty. Pretty humid. There's one. Looks like it's a bit drier up here. How did you get up before? I can't believe it's letting us go on to the next area without having completed the Poke Center. That's kind of surprising. Maybe we went over here. There's a second one. Again, targeting, not my strong suit in this game. Number 2. Here's number 3. I just need one more. There's number 4. All right, where should we put Onyx? Let's put Onyx over by Drillbur. Because we can put it somewhere that the rain won't fall. Back here. Not sure why that zoomed in so much. And then this. Smooth tall grass habitat. There we go. Here's your carrot, Charmander. Lots of comfort for Charmander. All right, Onyx, I have built you a home. All right, great. So now Onyx will follow me. So now we can do it. We can get working on restoring the Pokemon Center, which was kind of our goal today. Who's having trouble following me? Are you still locked in there? Oh my gosh. How tall are you? Is it a 3 tall Pokemon? Alright, now can you follow me? Please? There we go. You guys ever have a giant rock snake follow you around? It's fun. There you go. That's a good giant rock snake. Surely Onyx is 2x2, not 3x3, right? Come on, buddy. Yes, correct. Alright, I know we're gonna need timber. Onyx, timber, Scyther, and then 5 other Pokemon. So let's find Scyther first. There it is. Scyther is flying out of here. I would love if I could have a Pokemon that would just clean up my mess. Wait, Scyther, come on. Let's grab Bulbasaur before it goes into a house. Grab Vespiquen because why not? And then we need 3 more. So I guess we could get like Drillbur, Goomy, Squirtle. There's Drillbur and Charmander. Wrong button, but that's okay. Scyther, please move. All right, there we go. Pokemon Center under construction. This will be done tomorrow. So as we wrap up tonight, and I actually maybe get the proper amount of sleep tonight, let's go through some of the last few things we're going to do. So I'm going to have Tangrowth take a look at this relic. Fiery Magby starting statue. Yeah, I bet Charmander would really like that as a decoration. Nope, we're good. Okay, so now that everybody is busy... Oh, who's in one of the hedges? That's where it is. Now that basically everybody is busy, instead of checking their comfort levels, what we're going to do is we're going to check our habitat decks and see if there's a couple of habitats that we can make back here that might make a little bit of sense. So let's see if there's some rhyme or reason to this. It looks like this icon means we've got everybody from that habitat. So let's start at the top. And I feel like making a couple of tufts of grass in a row should not be that hard. We need 2 of them open. So this one is open, so that should be able to spawn somebody. And this one is open and should be able to spawn somebody. There's a trace. A full field of flowers can bring us an Ivysaur. And nobody's living in this pretty flower bed. Well, is anybody living in this one? Let's get some. Let's just go ahead and make a fresh one. We actually don't have enough flowers for this. If we were to move Vespiquen home, we would, but we don't need to do that right now. So let's rototiller up these. 1. And let's also remember that everything we're going to do today, we want to put it back there in front of that security camera. We can always move the habitats around later and put the Pokemon into homes, which eventually we're going to do. Basically, every Pokemon's going to have a den of some kind. But while we're getting started, it's okay to centralize all those habitats in the place where we can see them all at once. Cherub, what are you doing over there? Actually, I don't care. All right. So we're going to make another pretty field of flowers. And this is supposed to bring in Ivysaur. One flower short. I also need somebody to pull my leaves, which is not a euphemism. Here's one more. Okay, Unchan, that was not super helpful, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. Alright, here we go. That is an Ivysaur habitat. So let's keep going through the habitat decks. Tall grass. We've got 2 of them ready to go. Tree-shaded tall grass. There's 4 more Pokemon we can get with tree-shaded tall grass. So we're going to go to all of our trees. And basically around all of our trees, we're going to make more of these. So we said there's 4 more Pokemon. 1. There's number 1. This is going to be number 2. We're basically making like a wild Pokemon route here leading to the town. This is going to be number 3. And then we need one more in a sensible place. That one's occupied. We'll get that one up on the hill, which I thought was Hoot Hoot's habitat at one point, but I was wrong. Or maybe this one so I can see it from even farther away. 1, 2, 3. I swear I can aim. And 4. Alright, so we've done these 2 habitats. Boulder shaded tall grass can bring us 2 more Pokemon. So if we have any boulders, again, if we have any, we're going to put them to use. And we're just trying to use the natural features of the terrain as it already is, trying to stay natural here. There's a boulder, so let's take that one. And also by making distinct habitats here, we're not going to get clogged up. We're not going to have to wait for Pokemon to move out. So there's one, and we're going to need a second one as well. How about over there? Tell you what, let's rototiller these wildflowers, because we might make use of them later. That is a great area for a farm over there. There we go. And actually, I'm going to add one. I'm going to add this one over here. And we'll chop up that plant. Great. Hydrated tall grass. Tall grass along the water's edge. That shouldn't be too hard. And we need 4 more of them because we've already got Squirtle. Oh, you know what? The problem is this became hydrated, and we want boulder shaded. So there's kind of some prioritization over what becomes what. So let's go back to where Bulbasaur's home was. I mean, all these habitats are so easy. I feel like we have to knock out these really, really easy ones first, and then we can come back for slightly harder ones. So let's test this out. How far away can we be? So that's hydrated. Leaf. That's hydrated. So they're in sort of these rows. Let's get this one. That is not hydrated. That's interesting. Oh, I can make grass underwater? That's hydrated. And then let's get this one. I think this should do it. Yes. So we just made 4 new hydrated tall grass habitats. I'm not really worried about you, Magikarp. Okay, so the habitats we've got on the way: tall grass, tall tree-shaded grass, boulder-shaded tall grass, hydrated tall grass, And then there's two more Pokemon we can get from Seaside Tall Grass. More Pokemon we can get from Veggie Fields. I mean, there's a lot of Pokemon here. There's a lot of things we can do. So we're going to slowly keep working our way through this list. But I think the fact that we did a full row up here is a pretty good start. We can come back to this. I mean, I have lots of lighting. Pretty flower beds, bigger flower bed for Ivysaur and the very rare Pokemon. I mean, we can just keep working our way through all of this, but... Powered. Made this. Powered. So once we start to get a little bit further down, it starts to be a little bit trickier for us. But there's a certain level that we can at least get. We can get the first couple of rows. You know what? This is what we're doing tonight. Let's power through. Famous last words. Okay, we're going to go make 2 more Seaside Tall Grass. Drifloon is just creeping around, as always. Magikarp just hanging out. You didn't like that? Oh, I just used a Grass-type attack on Slowpoke. Oops. 2. 3. This might make 1? Yes, it did. No, wait, actually it did not. Slowpoke, I would like you to move. You are harsh in the vibe. There we go. Seaside Tall. So let's go ahead and make Slowpokes this one. Seaside Tall. And then this one. Is that going to work? That is not going to work. Which means we're going to need to creatively... No, I do not want a tall grass habitat. I want a seaside tall grass habitat. There's one. So surely this will be one. There's one, and there's one. So I think that's 3 seaside tall grass habitats. That's good. Next up, illuminated tall grass, and we only need 2 of them. So that's going to be pretty easy. And I noticed that if for illuminated, it did not say bioluminescent. Okay, so these bioluminescent mushrooms. Whoops. I took away Scyther's thing, which is not great. Sorry, Scyther. Let's make all 3 of those into bio lamps. Yeah, why did I get a mushroom lamp back? Or why did I get only a mushroom back when I used... What's up, Hitmonchan? Oh, there we go. So that was for Scyther, but now we're going to make 2 new ones for Venomoth and somebody else. So we're going to put one right here, and one right here, and then we're going to leafage away. Actually, I guess we could technically use the same. No, because I think that lamp... I have a bit of a theory here. I think that each square, each item... Yeah, can only count towards... I think it can only count towards 1 habitat. But we're going to test that out. We are making a veritable wild Pokemon route out here. What did I just make? Did I make another illuminated tall grass? I think I did. But that might mean that I need just a regular tall grass. I don't want to mess with that illuminated. Okay, so illuminated is good to go. Pretty flower beds. We need a few of them. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 free pretty flower beds. Did we already do that one? Field of Flowers. How is Field of Flowers different from pretty flower beds? Oh, field is bigger. That's right. So here's 1. Here's 2. And I think we need 4 total. Which means I need to go collect 5 more pretty flowers for my cookie route. There's number 1. There is number 2. Probably up here there should be 1. Yep, number 5. We'll also restore this bridge at some point, because I can see there are items over there, but that seems like a not right now project. Especially if other Pokemon are going to give us quests. Get your camera, a great photo op is happening. Where? Cool. Flowers, and then I think we can put flowers over here as well. So one of the big secrets of this game is if you have all the Pokemon of a zone, you don't need to make every individual Pokemon very happy. You can have income disparity in Pokopia. So maybe it's not such a utopia after all. Fresh veggie field. We want 2 more of those. And that's going to be a little tricky because we have been deliberately not accepting deliveries of veggies from Pokemon, which is not great. So veggie field might need to wait. Yeah, we've only got 3. We've only got 3 veggies ready to plant. Unless there's more in the shop. What's up, Slowpoke? Thanks, buddy. You're great, too. And you know what? I'm just going to keep having Scyther chop lumber. Well, actually, I've got 85, so I think I'll be okay for now. We need to go to the shop, and we're looking for bean seeds. That's what it is. How many can we get? Sets of 5, and there's 3 sets. So we can get 15, and we only needed 16, and we have 3 in the bank. Okay, that was some complex math, but we're actually going to be okay with making our additional veggie seed lots. There we go. Okay, so now, I think we need to till this soil before we can actually plant these. So we need 2 plots of 8, which is not actually going to be that hard if I can just aim my rototiller. Of course, aiming my rototiller is a huge ask. Hopefully you guys are learning some new habitats watching this if you're kind of still getting started with the game. So that's 8. See the problem here? Ooh, that water is not hydrated. But I can temporarily make it hydrated, so that's okay. So the problem here is that these overlap. And the second problem here is that my grow Pokemon is probably working on making a Pokemon Center. But we're gonna find out. Oh, that actually works. Okay, great. So there's one. And there's 2. Great. Pokédex continues. Our bean fields. Now, riding warm updrafts is done. Next up is campsite. So for this, it's only 1 Pokemon, but we need a campfire, a straw stool, and a straw table. So let's go to our crafting resources, and let's make those things. Which again, we're just going until we hit an obstacle. There's a straw stool, and there is a straw table. And a campfire. So we can, of course, whoever this is for, we can add this beside Drifloon's campfire here. And we can add the straw table beside the straw bed that was for somebody who is now gone. Hey, Charmander? slight problem. I can't ignite this. Alright, well, Charmander's not going to be able to ignite that till tomorrow. What's next? Tantalizing dining set means a seat, plated food, and any table. So I'm probably going to have to buy the plate from the Pokemon Center. Yep. Now, if I start placing too many decorations like we did here, this route isn't really going to look like... Yeah, it's not really going to look like a starting route anymore. Even this thing, I'm putting it away. I want this route to look kind of all natural, minus maybe the mushroom lamps. I don't want to make Drifloon homeless, that's going to make it mad. But actually, you know what? Okay, so, for the human-made stuff, this great camping adventure, let's take this stuff somewhere else. How do we feel about back here? It's a bit crowded. Oh, I know. I know exactly where. Take it up into those mountains. Right up here. In fact, we could even put it on the initial Tangrowth Plateau, because this looks like, you know, almost like an overlook. Alright. Poor Drifloon. I hope there's not fire in this game. Alright, so first up is Drifloon. And we'll have to get Charmander to light that up. And then second up... was campfire, straw table, and straw stool. And we need Charmander to light that. And then third up was log table, any chair, plate. These are cute. I like finding these little habitats. They say this mechanic is Viva Pinata. Let's put some food on here. I don't have a cherry berry, but I can get them pretty easily. Look at that. We've already got somebody in one of our environments. Who's it going to be? Probably like a Pidgey. Heracross. Look at that. Alright, so immediately I can tell you, I'm going to learn what Heracross can do for me, and then I'm going to ignore it. It can chop and it can build. Those are both super useful. What recipe did I learn? Stone tiling. Could potentially be useful. What were we doing? We were just getting a Lepa berry. So you can see when you build the habitats and they're not inhabited, there we go. That's how you get new Pokemon. There we go. Tantalizing dining set for 1. And it's only Gulpin. Making lots of habitats here. Okay, so the campsite, just to be sure, that was only 1 Pokemon. Now we're getting to the harder stuff. So I don't have any powered things. I don't have any power. Exercise resting spot we've already made. Urgent care is a seat, a table, and a first aid kit. And the road sign is an arrow sign and wooden paths, which I don't have any arrow signs yet. Luggage carrier is a cart and 2 wooden crates. We've actually got some carts. And the grave offering is lit eerie candles, which I don't have any eerie candles, gravestone. So I think we're about to hit... Yeah, so that's about as far as we can get to, which is great. This is kind of what we want to do. Berry feast campsite. I don't think we have a berry basket. Rain dance, sunny day. Garden terrace. We can't light garden lights because we don't have an electric Pokemon yet. Okay, so I think the last environments we're going to make are we're going to make as many luggage carriers as we can. So cart and 2 crates. And then it was the first aid thing, which is seat, table, and first aid kit, which should be pretty easy. So let's go back and we're going to make our last habitat for the day, and then we're going to call it, knowing that we have invited so many Pokemon to come live on our fun first route, Route 101. And we're going to make all this stuff fresh. So we needed a seat. And a log table. And then let's check our storage for how many carts we've got. Right now we've only got 1 cart. So we'll go ahead and take that with 2 of our wooden crates. And we got to yoink back that first aid kit that you might recall we gave to Castform earlier. Sorry, Castform. And we got another new appearance already. For the, I think it's Gulpin. Yep. Okay. First aid kit. Chair. And table. Wait, that wasn't it. Looks like the first aid kit needs to be on the table, which is great. There we go. And then finally, let's not forget, we don't know who that's going to be, but that's okay. Probably like Chansey. And then last but not least, let's go ahead and get our carts. And we're going to start lining up our carts up here. They're 3 by 3. So we can put 1 cart here. That works. That worked, but I didn't like it. I like this a little better. And then we need our 2 wooden crates. There's 1. And there's another one. 1 more environment restored. Now we need more carts. I wonder if there's more carts in the Poke Center, actually. Hey, Gulpin. Gulpin, what can you do for me? Storage? Can hold onto your items for you. Okay. Security number 1. So, alright, so you guys can see the new Pokemon are just absolutely rolling in. But something important to remember is because we made unique habitats for every Pokemon that we're going to work with, we actually don't really need to prioritize checking every single one of these environments for a Pokemon, because we're not holding up the environments by keeping them clogged with a Pokemon. which means we're actually going to call it for a day and see who else might happen to show up. The last thing I'm really checking for is just to see if I might so happen to have any more carts in the shop. I do. Don't worry, I won't put the carts before the horses, but... I know, that was so bad. So we're going to place this last cart, and we're going to call it a night. A very successful night. Gulpin, you're always hungry. You've only been in my village for 0 days, and I already know that you're always hungry. But I mean, I feel like it'll be pretty easy to just give you some food. So. Fresh carrots? Yeah, you can have my fresh carrots. I think I was going to give those to Charmander, but that's alright. Alright, guys. Well, this was a super successful night. We got the Pokemon Center underway, and we restored just an absolute ton of habitats. So, we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully for some more good action.